what sets me apart is just being myself, just making music that I love. I don't force myself to. I don't go to the studio and be like, I have to make a hit today. Like, I don't follow no trends. No, I just go to the studio. I have to make music that I love.
No.
And it has to be real, because like I said, like, this talent is God-given, you know what I mean? Like, he knows the story even before we are writing it now. So for me, I try to enjoy the best out of what I do.
Okay.
I try to be very intentional with everything I do. As much as I enjoy it, there's a direction to it. So I feel like maybe my direction is what sets me apart, because what am I doing in Kuala Lumpur or in Malaysia, or what am I doing in Japan? But then also you think about it like, why not? Why shouldn't I? You know what I mean? Like, we're here, we have Beyonce on our radio, so why can't Hot 99 America have King Promise on their radio?
Mm-hmm.
That's how I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
But has it been everything you ever thought it would be? Getting into
the career been?
Yes.
Bro, it's been a beautiful journey, bro. But the funny thing is, like, my foresight is crazy. Like, I have my sight set on bigger things.
The vision.
Yeah.
You don't catch that yet.
Nah.
What are you thinking about? What do you see when you close your eyes?
When you close your eyes, I see darkness. I'm just playing. I'm really trying to carve a niche for myself, where when you mention, what are the biggest artists in the world, not just African artists, like, people don't need to think too much. They have to say King Promise,
Mm-hmm.
And also just literally
top of mind,
people.
the biggest artist.
Yeah, like top of mind. And it's not just being big for big sake, but also because of impact. And, just how I've driven my culture to the rest of the world, and how I've let them know that what we have over here is beautiful, and how it won't be just me walking through those doors, but other people coming through those doors as well. Because I said this the other day, and there wasn't no shade, but from when I got signed to a major label, there was no one signed to a major. I signed to Sony, and then eventually everyone started getting signed, and everything started changing. I'm like, okay, if it took them to see that, this guy, there's something where he came from, so we have to go back there and get some more, you understand?
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it, you understand? And even going on tour, and these promoters seeing that, wait, Ghanaians can make these numbers. And I see other people doing it as well, you know what I mean? And even me, I'm really down to collaborate. For me, I don't see no one as competition. I see my people as, I believe in healthy competition, if anything.
Healthy competition?
Yeah, of course.
How would you define that? How would you define healthy competition?
It's very simple.
Tell me.
If I watch you, you should make me better. You should make me want to go harder.
Okay.
And the same way when you watch me, or when you see me do my thing, I should make you want to also take it a step higher.
Yeah.
That's healthy competition. It's not me seeing you doing, or you see me doing, be like, why is it him and not me? That's a dead mentality. But it should be, damn, that my guy did this. Yeah, it's not far from me too, Yeah, that's healthy.
Being an inspiration.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, folks, we're live on Joy Prime TV. We're also live on YouTube. We are live on X and Facebook as well. You guys can come in with your questions for the Artist of the Year 2025, the 26th Telecel Ghana Music Awards. The guy who hold the crown himself, he day in the building, Charlie. No, we forgive him another one.
There's another name they call him, Nungwa something. Nungwa Trisong.
Bro, there's so many names to call me out.
Nungwa Trisong.
Charlie.
That one I know here.
Social media. They
people will move to you regardless.
I'm telling you. King, prior to you gradually, doing your thing, always focused and all that, there's this perception that your focus is more in the outside world compared to Ghana, where there's that perception that you kind of don't even have a fan base here. Unlike, how the other artists have something like that. They call, this is that.
I just, so then I think about it, right? I'm like, is it because when I started, I didn't have a fan army name? is that the case?
Maybe because I think most of the artists, and even
not everyone has a fan army name,
yes.
And it shouldn't be based off that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't believe my feet is not deeply rooted here. I actually made sure everything was set here to the point where I realized it is time to take it out before I went out. I didn't just start and be like, forget home. Home is what made me. Home is still making me. And if anything, I still come back to home. You see, I don't have a some people choose to say that this guy didn't have a solid fan base, whatever. But every time I dropped, I went number one. So was it robots listening, or it's not bots on the internet? You know what I'm saying? Like it's real people. And then I have my own festival, Promised Land, from when I literally came fresh.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And that has also always sold out. So there's people on the ground. It's just not, maybe everyone has a different type of fan base. You understand what I mean? But when it comes to,
you don't see the need of putting them into a collective.
Oh no, I called them 5-Star Army now.
5-Star Army.
Yeah, but before it wasn't the case of giving them a name. I even put it on Twitter sometimes. I'm like, you guys, what name should I call you guys? Because I don't know what name to give my fans. But if you guys give me a name, I'll take it. And then obviously, eventually I've settled on 5-Star Army. But really and truly, my fans have showed out when they need to show out, because when the songs come, you can tell their numbers. You know what I mean? And I see the numbers at the back of my, you go at the back end,
you see them,
and I see the Accra, I see the Kumasi, I see the I see they're listening, bro. So those ones, I don't see the
reason for
the validity in those conversations.
But when it comes to fan armies, they can be, for artists, they can be weaponized one way or the other. You know? And I've seen fan base move to even the artists that they support. You understand? Like, you do something in the PC and say, Yusuf, Charlie, for move to you now. Has there ever been a situation like that with you and your people, like 5-Star Army? Like you put something out, you put a material out, and like you see them being lethargic towards it. There's never been.
Not necessarily. The only thing I face is they always want more music.
They want more music.
I'm like, I just dropped a song last week. You know what I mean? And they're like, can we get another one already? You know what I mean? Which is a beautiful thing to know that they constantly want you to supply them. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
But when it comes to music releases, do you have a specific timing for them?
Not necessarily, but also I take into consideration the time in the season. So there's some type of records you drop around Christmas or around summertime, because it's a joy or jolly, season. Or there's music you drop first quarter of the year because it's like calm and people want to listen. Like I dropped Terminator first quarter of the year because now it's like it's people want to hear. It's not just about dancing.
Life.
You understand? It's like, so those I take into consideration. Yeah,
you've had successful tours outside the country. You've defied odds. I mean, when we talk about mounting a stage in winter.
Yeah. It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yo.
Like, how do you do that?
Yo.
Yeah. I'm like, why are you guys coming off of me in the cold?
Bro, how hard or how easy was it when the team came up with the idea that, look, we're going to hit them in the winter? You know me, Jon Snow, so.
First of all, I don't like the cold. Me myself. But, there's been times where I'm like, are we really doing this? But also schedules, like for example, last year when I did my world tour after the album drop, I went everywhere. So I went to Canada before I had to go to Asia. And I went to the Middle East before I went to Asia. Then I went to Australia. Then I had to come back to Europe, and then before I done America this year. And you can't do all of those in a specific time. It has to be spread across, and it only happened that available time I had to do Europe was almost winter time. So I was like, yeah, we'll do it. Like, I believe my fans will come out, like, but you don't do a show around that time. Like, it's cold and everyone's just trying to work and go home. I'm like, this is the time we have, we're going to make it work. So we just push, do the promo, put the music out, just done my thing, and I just believe my fans will show up. And having to sell out a venue in December in the UK.
We're there in their numbers. We're there in their numbers.
But are you the hands-on type of artist? Do you get involved in the promotion?
I am very hands-on. I am very hands-on. I'll do every video they ask me to do. I'll do whatever drop they need me to do. I'll post as much as I can. I don't like to do too much on my page, but I'll make you aware that this is happening. So whatever they need me to do, and I'm also very behind when it comes to the creative planning with everything creatively. I'm behind it. Okay. I don't leave it to them. I don't be like, from how I look, you know, my dressing to my sound design to even just the engineer for the live, you know, front of house, to how my stage to look, to like I'm very hands-on. Yeah.
These experiences, I'm sure they have a way of shaping you and shaping your thoughts, your artistic skills, and all that.
Yeah.
How has it affected you? These experiences, like traveling worldwide, I mean, mounting these stages, how has it affected you?
It just makes it clear to me that there's a market for it. You know, when I go to all these places and I see how far the music has traveled, just like I said, what's my appetite? It makes me want to push more. But also just growth in seeing levels and standards as well. Because I've done several festivals across the world and I've seen like standards. That's why you can, if you were at Promised Land last year, you could tell that this is levels apart from everything that happened. Because I told the guys, like, we can't go and do all these great things and come to Ghana and do mediocre stuff. Like, we have to also up the level. Even if it's not up to that level, it should be the highest level we could get where we are with the resources we have. So I'm like, okay, fly this person in, bring this person in, let's make sure we give them a show, you know, for their money.
Okay.
You understand? So it's basically making sure that we up the standards. We are also in the conversations in those rooms. I'm like, why not? You know, like,
let's push it.
Yeah, why not?
But these experiences, when you compare that to, Charlie, what we have here, and setting up for an event, I mean, let's even zone in on events, right? You've seen big stages. You've seen how they're being managed, like backstage and also on the main stage, you know, in dealing with you as an artist and even dealing with your management. Are we on the right course here in Ghana? Are we on the right course?
I mean, if you compare, it won't be fair.
But that's what I'm saying. Are we on the right course?
And there's more we can do.
Okay, so
should I
what
put it that way?
Great.
There's more we can do with regards to professionalism. I feel like that's the first thing, being very professional. Also, just being more visionary as to where this can go and how far it should go. Because usually it's like you see a show and I see like a statement. People just see like a show, people just coming together and playing and going, but I see something that could start a whole movement. It's really like just expanding our mindsets and knowing that these things that we're doing actually will influence generations. So when we're doing it, we should do it to the best of our ability. You understand what I'm saying? So even with, like, we shouldn't take things for granted. That's what I mean by professionalism as well, because a lot of things that could be handled better maybe are not. But I feel like it's gotten to the point where our shows are also leveling up. Like, people actually do have the stuff. If you need them to happen in Ghana, you will. Like, if you've been to Promised Land, you see. If you've been to Dirty Rave, you see. Bro, Afro Nation came here. Why did they come here? They didn't do it anywhere in Africa. They tried in Nigeria and it failed. But it did happen in Ghana. So it means if we want it to happen, it can happen. It's really also mindset and just us really just being super professional.
We need to see it from a different perspective.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because now Ghana is the gateway. Everyone wants to come here.
True.
You know, when you go anywhere, oh, you're from Ghana, like, oh, Dirty December, year of return, you understand? So it's like, we have something going for us where we have to capitalize as well.
Being out there, Dorian, you have something for him?
I wanted to find out your social media. Do you handle it yourself?
Yeah, from time to time.
From time to time. And, you know, sometimes, are you particular, deliberate about what you post on there and what not to post? And then for your fans, it's those who come on there to comment, you know, usually they would want that thing where they comment.
You get a reply. They actually
back.
do from time to time. Sometimes I just open my, because it can be a lot, you know. Like, it really can be a lot.
Go blow up.
Yeah, you have almost 2 million followers on Instagram, almost 2 million on Twitter. You have over 1 million on Facebook. You have like 1 million on stuff. It's a lot of people. So you can't reply everybody. But when I do open my Instagram and I check my DMs, I do reply sometimes, you know. I do show people love. Like, I do, because sometimes just a text that will make someone stay, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's just a like, sometimes it's just a comment. And I don't see no big deal in throwing a comment in there. I don't see no big deal in saying, thank you for the love, or I love you back. You know, I don't see the big deal in all of that. So I do it from time to time. And sometimes it's even requests, like, I need to pay my fees, so I need to do this, and I need to do that. You don't even know the validity of what they're saying, if it's true or not, or it's just, or kakra. But sometimes I'm like, you know what? From in my heart, I think this lady who has to pay these school fees for her 2 children is true. So even if she's lying, in my heart, I done the real thing, and I'll just do it. You know what I mean? So it's really just, I do it from time to time.
Yeah, you speak about all these things, and sometimes I wonder, you're one person who likes to be private about what you give to people.
Yeah.
Literally, like I can say the whole of Nungua. I don't know who doesn't know how you give, especially the orphanage over there, and then the kids and all that. You're very particular about that thing. I'm not saying that you should put it out there, but of course, I mean, sometimes it's just okay. We see some of these things, but you just want to keep it on the low.
I mean, I do my best, and I don't believe in just, shouting about it because you've done it. It's just me, I mean, people are different. Someone will do it and they will let everyone know, but I'm cool. But every year we do the charity events. Apart from what I do in Nungua, we actually also take it elsewhere. Like last year in December, I did one in Medina, where we give the kids food, we give them clothes. We had a health station, people getting checked with doctors from America. We had a tech station for kids with like ideas, who want to build stuff. We had listen, it's something I have a passion for, so it will always happen. I always like give back, because it's just a blessing to be in a position where you can actually help, because I've been in a position where there wasn't much of help for me myself, before I even blew up. I'm from Nungua, it was limited resources. So if there's a case where some money will change someone's life, or just paying their fees will keep them keep them good, and it will change the trajectory of their lives. So I'm blessed to be available to do that.
You love kids.
I do, but I don't have one yet.
Plan to have one anytime
100%.
soon?
Yeah, I definitely like to have a family eventually. I mean, yeah.
We can't wait. Can't wait.
So
I'm still a baby boy.
with some of the charity things that you've been doing, I mean, you rather do it personal, I mean, intimate, quite intimate. You like that session?
Yeah, some of them no one hears about, but the ones I do with my partners in America, we do announce it, so that we can get the whole community to come out.
Okay.
From mothers to kids to the ones I do with my brands that I partner with. For example, when I went to Rage with EcoBank to pay for the mothers who just had kids and couldn't pay for the bills. That because we wanted to make sure that we were paying for the right people, so that they can also go on, because it's sad that you have to pay maybe some 500 or 1,000 cedis, and you had a baby and you can't take the baby home to just be in your own bed. That was crazy. So like those ones that I do with my brands and stuff, you do hear of them, things I've done with like High Sense and all of that. But there are some ones that I don't do. Streets one with myself, I come out from pocket. Every day.
They throw money.
Me I be Mugu. Mugu, be like boys, they see me Mugu, because every time they collect me, but I be cool, bro. Street love,
but you don't believe in the because I'm saying this because you're cool with Shatta. Shatta has that, the vibe of throwing money out. You throw money?
I mean, it's not that I haven't done it before. I have, but it's not my style like that.
It's not your style.
But I'll probably give you on the low rather than throw it.
You go in for the Sami Jamfi type. That one, the personal. Go hold out. Kim Promise is our special guest this morning, Artist of the Year, the 26th Telecel Ghana Music Awards, and he's telling us that this is his first time winning it, and he is now soaking it in.
Yes.
Or embracing he's the marinating body for the team inside.
He's just gassing me early morning. I don't know why he's
come to kill beats.
Early morning, he's just shouting this. I'm like, bro,
when it comes to kill beats,
he's a vibe. When
it comes to kill beat, but from Nungua to the rest of the world.
Yeah.
What is that one thing that you've learned that you believe your people can also adopt, and is going to be a plus to whether cultural wise, whether anything that your people can adopt?
My message has always been clear. If I can do it, you can do it, That's really what I want the youth from where I'm from to believe, because I grew up in Adogono. Just behind the railway. There's no way I dreamt of days like this where I get phone calls from presidents, or I'm hanging with ambassadors, or I'm hanging with, like, it doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Like, when I was in university, my mom had to struggle to see me through school, and I didn't even know what I was going to do with my life after, because my father no go fit call some uncle, may they put me for some job position and nothing. If I finish, I get a degree, whichever job I will get, I will go do. By God's grace, I blew. So I was like, okay, this is the path I'm gonna take. This one is carved out for me. So to see where I am today, and I know where I come from. My people know, if you're from where I'm from, you know Nungwa SDA Park. They know that if I can sit here today, if I can go on a world tour, if I can turn the lives of my family around, they can do it too. Really and truly, like, don't think less of yourself. I'm not more human than anybody else. We are all the same people. But just the fact that I am from where you're from and I've made it this far should make you know that you should believe in your dreams and you should chase it.
Okay. Yeah. You've been able to successfully do music.
We are still doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, such a story so far. I mean, definitely. There will come more than this. Yeah. But you have something that is being like songs that connect people from different parts of the world.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter if we throw on a Kim Promise song in Jakarta or in Dubai, wherever, and people are jamming to it, singing to it, and relating to it. What do you think is the key? What is the key to that thing?
Honestly, when I saw the songs going off in, for example, Jakarta, but when I had my headline show in Jakarta and it sold out, I was like,
what is this?
You know? That was different. I didn't see it happening. It was very random because that's Southeast Asia, right?
Yeah.
So that was like quite interesting. But I realized it was something on TikTok that went off, and the whole country, the whole Indonesia and the rest of that side of Asia just caught onto it. And from just the lyrics being crazy, there was the dance as well. Don't forget. So shouts to Dance God Lloyd and his team, but all of those just caught on fire. I feel like people just really, they what I've been fighting for, what I believed in, which is making music that's not just for home but for home and the rest of the world, was what was happening. Usually it's happened in Europe a lot, you know, like I would land in Amsterdam and like I'm number one on the radio. Like Tokyo was number one on the radio in Amsterdam, Commando was number one on the radio. So I'm like, that's Europe. They speak English, you know what I mean? And, you know, it's like, there's a lot of Africans in the diaspora who, you know, are out there. But Asia is different. So that was
new.
Yeah, quite surprising for me. And it wasn't like a feat anybody had done before. Because I saw that the biggest beach club in the world in Bali, it's like 5,000 people. You know what I mean? I'm like, it doesn't make no sense. I hadn't even done that in America yet. I still haven't done 5,000 in America. You know what I mean? So, unless it's a festival, which I have. But I was like, this is something special, so we have to go there. You know what I mean? And then we went there and then we saw it. So, bro, like, the feeling is just beautiful seeing, you know, what we're doing. I'm glad that the music is crossing the borders. It's really what I wanted. If I said I had an answer to all those questions, you don't know the key. It's just grace and people just loving my music, you know?
Yeah. People keep saying hit songs are divine. Do you also want to stick to that notion?
Yeah, music is spiritual, bro. It takes you out of a place, and also some can put you in a place. It could be nostalgic, where it will take you back to, you can remember exactly where you were when you heard it and how you felt. If it was a happy moment, you know. If it was an ex you used to be in bed with, you remember, like, I remember this was our song. You know what I mean? It is spiritual. You know what I mean? And it could be when you were in high school and, you know, that was you and your best friend's song. You know what I mean? Or it really is spiritual, and it is divine, because it can uplift your mood. Even when you're sad, you're like, sometimes me, when I'm trying to sleep, I just put music on, I sleep.
What type of music?
Exactly.
Oh, I listen to everything, bro. But I love R&B when I'm trying to sleep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your favorite R&B song?
Oh, I have a few. Right, I have a few. I can't say song, but currently my favorite R&B artist has to be SZA. Obviously, I'm a big Drake fan. And Chris Brown. Yeah.
You have any plans of international collaborations with these artists?
100%. These are people like I'm looking forward to making some music with, honestly. Yeah, because I like to make music with people I'm a fan of. Like anybody you see me on a song with is somebody whose music I actually love. I just don't do it for numbers or because label put it together. You know, I've done it before and I wasn't happy with myself for doing it because we just did it because they were like, yeah, on this graph it makes sense.
Yeah.
And I
this
did
person
it.
get numbers for here.
Maybe it did work, but I didn't like the fact that I did it out of just doing it for doing sake, not because I wanted to or I felt like it. So I pride myself in making music with people that I love, people whose music I'm a big fan of.
But I know most artists with big labels will sit down. I think Davido once said that when he had the deal with I think Sony or one of them labels, that was like, Charlie, we are putting you in a room with all these big.
I fight them, bro. It's a fight. When I'm in I don't do label meetings. My managers do. But when I'm in whenever I get to London, I have to be in the label meeting. It's a fight. It's not a fight as in it's angry, but it's a fight because I don't like.
You don't want them to touch your.
No, I don't want anyone to mess with my creativity. Like when it comes to my creative ideas, I want you to. It's good to advise me. It's good to direct me, but don't impose on me. You know what I mean? And the good thing is my label has always known that, so they leave me to do what I like. Like no one tells me what kind of songs to make. You don't tell me to go and make hip hop or R&B. They can say, "Oh, what do you think of this? Did you want to try it?" That's the most they will do. And if I like it, I will try it. You know, or if I think what they're saying makes sense, or we actually. You can tell when they are hell bent on it, like, oh, you need to, then, you know. But I have freedom to create. And that even from Ghana, like, Kill Beats always made sure that I didn't have to make every song with Kill Beats, you know? Like, I made songs with other people that, you know, were hits, but whatever me and him made too were crazy. You understand? I hadn't made a song with Kill Beats for almost like a year, and then when we made Terminator, it just went off. You know what I mean? But I was still making music. I was making Perfect Combi with Guilty, or making Paris with Rage in Nigeria. So it's that creative freedom I've always had, and that I don't let go.
Well, King Promise is still our special guest this morning, and we're live on Joy Prime. We're live on X, Facebook, and YouTube as well. So jump in. If you have a question, let us know. We will ask him. He is in the studio today. King Promise to you for Ask We Question some. Today to you for Ask We Question, and we. Sister, do you have something for?
You know, King likes football too.
Yes.
I wanted to find out from, because every now and then sometimes he hangs out with some friends, they play football, they go to certain pitches. At least I know that the one in my area, they've been there. I haven't personally gone there to watch them, but
football.
Yeah, football. Yeah, the one
where in Ghana.
Yes, you go on the pitch. I think the one.
Yeah, I just played last week.
Yeah, I know you like football, and
I love it.
A lot of people don't really know that, like, you do that.
Yeah.
But I wanted to find, like, the football. Do you choose the places to play, or you just like to be in your hood to do it?
I really like to be in my hood to do it, so I used to go back to Nungwa a lot, or Sakumono to play. But these days, I don't have the time. So wherever I am, like if I'm in America, I play. There's one place I play in America, in Virginia, which is nice. My family is close to that, so that's okay. Or the new place I play is where the guys started playing, because I don't know how, but now Payday plays football. So Payday can come in. So before I came to Ghana, like, player, we get new park. When you come, we go park.
Wow.
So then I went with them, and it was nice. So yeah, I try to play whenever I can. I thought I would be a footballer because that was one of my passions.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Position, Ben Albo?
I'm a midfielder.
Midfielder.
Yeah. So
okay.
I always love football. I always wanted, if football doesn't work, then we'll try music.
Yeah.
Or we'll get a job. And then music worked, and then I was like, forget the football, Yeah. But I've always stayed in touch with my football, my love for football, my love for Chelsea.
Yeah, you have
I have a lot of great football players. Yeah, most of the boys.
You did support Chelsea?
Yeah, most of my boys who.
Why are they laughing?
No, I time for anybody. Hey! It's all good. Like,
but as a midfielder, real quick, top 3 midfielders, greatest.
Michael Essien, Frank Lampard, Steven Appiah.
Okay, so currently, bring it into the new generation.
Currently,
top 3
midfielders. I consider Cole Palmer a midfielder.
You still?
Yeah, I like Cole Palmer. I think he's a midfielder. I mean, he goes forward, but he's an attacking midfielder, which is fine. Caicedo.
Okay.
And
Hey, Charlie.
Pedri is bad.
Pedri.
Yeah.
He knows his football.
Wamba Basaka.
Oh, forget the story.
We'll do you something small for that.
Chouameni.
But with respect to football, Hits FM Rep Your Jersey is on, and I don't know the two teams that are in the finals for the UEFA Champions League.
Yeah.
We have Inter Milan, we have PSG going head to head. Who do you think is going to win?
Oh, you know what? I don't be betting, or I don't be doing, because every time I choose something, I don't like someone to lose, and I chose that person. I hate it. But if you're asking my team,
the team that has the advantage of winning,
bro, I feel like is equal because, mind you, Inter beat Barca. I wouldn't think that was gonna happen, but then you see the type
they didn't beat us.
It's Italian football, bro.
They didn't beat you. They didn't beat us.
It was tough. 3-3.
Yes.
And 4 makes sense, but PSG as well are having the best time of their life right now. They're having a great season. They won the league. They hadn't lost in the league till they lost that game. That I think the 2 games ago.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be quite tight. And you're Chelsea's in family.
And Shadan
family. We'll watch it for loving football.
You know, I think I'll call Ken probably a brand ambassador for Rep Your Jersey.
Yes.
He's been there quite a number of times. Like he's been there.
Yeah, advertising now.
Yeah, yeah. Ken is. I mean, he's a brother. He's a friend to Rep Your Jersey. He's always there to watch with us. I don't know if this year he's gonna make the time.
What's the date again?
31st of May.
Oh.
Nkrumah.
I think I'll be here.
You'll be around.
I think I'll be here. Because if I'm not here, are we going to that thing?
Which one?
I can't say it, can I?
I
can't say it. Yeah.
You can't say it.
But it's for Ghana, so it's fine.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
it's for Ghana.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, let's get back into the Artist of the Year convo.
Yeah.
Now,
I think
as a winner, your biggest competitor on the night, who do you think it was?
It was a few names. You know, when the race started, I was on tour, so I wasn't really like checking for it. And then I go on Twitter, I see, and, you know, obviously Charles Kwaku Smoke, he's been killing it. He dropped like 2 albums that really done really well back home, and you know, I love his stuff. I went to his show. Like I put he didn't know I was coming, and I put a surprise. I went on the stage. I did like a song or 2.
Yeah.
So you know,
I see you for there.
Yeah. So you know, Charles Smoke, Paluta. We've never met, you know. Like we've never we've never. We were on the same show in Wasajrapa, right? And I think he performed before I went on, so I didn't see him. But I love his music. Like I was telling the guys, like that's my guy. You know what I mean? And also obviously Stonebwoy as well. He's been doing this, you know, for you know a long time before we even started. So everyone on there, I feel like, you know, it deserved to be in there, and we're very, very good, like healthy competitors. And I'm glad that, you know, it's a good sport. You know what I mean?
Okay. What did you make of the gospel aspect? I mean, Joe Metal was in the Team Eternity. Listen to the
Shouts Team Eternity. I really love what they done last year as well. I didn't know of them, and then, you know, obviously that song just went crazy. You know what I mean? So I was like, who's this? You know. And then, shouts to Joe Metal. That was a legend. You know what I mean? I've met him. I have met him.
Yeah.
Hey. Well, let me ask you this. On social media, you were being dragged. Even after winning Artist
I'm always being dragged, bro. It's nice. I'm like, as much as people show you love as an artist or as a public figure, I know that, you know, if 90% show you love, there'll always be that 10% who'll come for you, and it's fine. And
this time around, in your acceptance speech, failure to acknowledge your PR, and you know the PR thing became a big deal for this year's. In fact, last year and even this year is a big deal for the race for the Artist of the Year. And when Tilly's name didn't pop up on stage,
bro, there's so many people that
people were pushing.
I could have mentioned, bro.
Yeah,
I was mentioning.
But did you see that? Did you see that? Did you see the particular one?
Actually, because I didn't see, but I didn't even know it was a thing. You're telling me now.
Okay.
But I spoke to Tilly. I actually called her myself, and I told her, you know, you've done a great job. I really do appreciate what you've done, and hopefully we take it next level. and she was just also grateful that I gave her the opportunity to, you know, work with us, and you know, she loves, you know, just working with us because we are cool people. And I told her, listen, you're with us, so you're good. You know what I mean? So I don't care what people think on the internet. In real life, there's something beautiful, you understand? So you don't even know the extent of the relationship.
Okay. So do you believe the involvement of PR in your communication this year made...
Yeah, that was the new change, one of the new changes we added. Because like I said before, like I've had PR from time. Like I've had PR in the UK, obviously because I'm signed to Sony in the UK, right? And I've had PR in America for, you know, certain things. But I never really had PR in Ghana because I have a team on the ground. So like we live here. As much as we are abroad or whatever, we are here as well. So me, I'm a co-interview, you know. I come here and say, I don't, you know what I mean? And then Quabs will do the rounds, Erasmus will do the calls. Like everyone does what they have to do.
Yeah.
But it got to a point where I wasn't here and I was still on tour and the campaign had started, and then my team was like, you know, this, and I had seen on the internet too. I was like, who's this girl? She's spectacular. I'm like, she's excellent. So when they told me, I was like, yeah, perfect, bro. This is going to be a great addition to the team. You know what I mean? And obviously it was just for the campaign.
Yeah.
I told them, you know what, you have to be very careful because I didn't know in real life, so I can't vouch for, you know, who this person is. But after having conversations and hearing her, like, this person is perfect. And as much as it was just for the campaign, it only makes sense that it goes beyond the campaign. You know what I mean? So I'm glad we did add it to the campaign. Yeah, 100%.
Well, on the night, still on the Artist of the Year, TGMA, your performance, last year you were dragged massively because a lot of people didn't sort of enjoy the performance and all that. Now this year, coming to perform again, looking at what happened, did you feel that, you're coming to perform, but now you're looking at how people are going to take it, what they are expecting?
No, I know I'm a bad boy. I know I'm a bad boy.
Man, like, original.
I know, like, you should see me on stage, like, it's always crazy. I know. So if there's a mishap or something doesn't go well, it doesn't like you know, I'll be angry. Inside me, I'm like, this shouldn't have gone this way, but it's life, you know. Sometimes it won't go as we want it to go. I don't think anyone thinks for a fact that I wanted last year's performance to go as it went, because that wasn't the plan. So I was like, you know what, you need to give the people a run for their money. You know what I mean? You need to show that, for me, to myself, like, you need to show them that you're a 5-star. You know what I mean? So then I showed them that I was 5-star. Like, if you see the performance, it's and you're regular. You know?
No, I loved it.
So, like, literally I had my team. I called my music director. I'm like, bro, you have to fly to Ghana. He's like, I can't fly because he's directing for Rema right now on tour. So, like, you know what, let's do this. So we put it all together. I call Kill Beats because when it gets there, when it comes to the sound, I leave it for Kill Beats. So then we put our heads together, and then we did the playback. We had the band. We had I flew my DJ in, and then we're like, you know, let's give them a great performance. And then even just the creative input on stage, you know, from, you know, the models doing the runway, the catwalk, and then, you know, the samba dancers like you're in Brazil.
It added a lot of color.
Dance God Lord.
Lot of color.
At that point, many people didn't
flags.
see him performing.
Yeah.
They were just hearing him.
It was,
They were seeing different things.
but yeah, we were like, you know what, so I went to say that I'm going to give you guys a Grammy performance. You're going to feel like you're watching the Grammys. So I had no option than to give them, you know, nothing less of that. And I always love a challenge. I love a competition. So, yeah.
And your outfits, the one you wore on the red carpet,
yeah,
what went into that, and then the one on stage as well.
That was dope, bro.
Yeah,
Bill Gates was the one.
I love cool stuff, man. I'm a cool kid, so I was like, today feels like draft day, and I'm gonna be the number one pick.
Yeah.
You know, I told myself, just like Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, whatever. This is draft day, and I'm gonna be the number one pick. So I dressed like I went for draft day. You know what I mean? And I'm glad, you know, I did it because I feel like it was fly. You know, I had some girls missing, like, yeah, you know, that was cool. And then the one on stage is really just how I love to look all the time, comfortable. I like to look comfortable and just fly. I mean, like, I like the pants, you know, I like my big boots.
The Kambu.
Original.
Well, you should see what he's wearing.
Yeah.
You should see what he's wearing.
Oh, for
In
real?
fact, so beautiful.
Yeah, these
Massive.
are fire. These are PDFs. I don't mean. Like, I gotta put people on, bro.
That's one.
Charlie, airbag.
I was some chair boys.
This is
That's why he
airbag.
wants
No, we can see. We can see. We can see.
Knee uplift. Airbag. Straight airbag. It don't feel safe.
Oh,
like-
these are you should Google what PDFs are.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like. And then also, first minute Balenciaga by Sanan Crawford. I know Munim. Like, you know, but
Now everybody's
eventually they
hopping
know
on.
that's it.
Yeah,
I might be the fufa about Mungusia.
It's
Yeah,
safe like
come on, super.
airbag.
bro.
Yeah.
Stonebwoy has congratulated you. Have you seen it?
I've been told of it.
Make her read them.
I have actually been told of it.
Have you responded?
I know payment called Twitter, sir.
I think it was
Yeah.
early in the morning yesterday.
Was yesterday?
Yeah, congratulations, I'm Kim Promise, on your win and on your.
I was waiting
entry
for this. I told
into the
who did I
league.
tell? I told Gome. I was like, bro, I feel like you're gonna ask me this question about.
Oh yeah. You know it's going to pop up.
In
Into the
fact,
league.
early this morning, I told them we should wait for you to come so we
Yeah.
can ask you.
I don't think it's a big deal, you know. I really don't think it's a big deal.
To respond?
It's not about even responding, but because I have responded to a few. You know what I mean? Like the ones I saw when I went on the app, I responded to everyone. But I just haven't been on the app today. But obviously they were telling me about it. I'm like, oh, moon cool it down. Like it's not even a big deal. Like I've received the congrats. So
You're going to respond?
I've received the congrats. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
I don't really think it's like anything to speak about.
Right. Because last year
My inside.
I responded coming.
Why, you want to ask more?
My inside. I'm just having issues.
Drink some
with it.
water, bro.
Yeah, I go drink them. But winning the artist of the year is no joke. Especially because you need to work harder to maintain the level. The year next year and all that.
Yeah.
And also inspire more people. But
100%.
yeah, what is the team doing about it? Like, have you got
Bro,
to the drawing boards now?
Not even now. Before we won it, we already had plans. Like we weren't waiting to win it.
Award,
to have
no
a
award,
plan.
we are moving.
Yeah, we always have a plan before the year starts. So what we try to do is when the year's ending, right?
Yeah.
We make a plan for the next year.
Okay.
So by the time the year ends, we know what we want to do already. So before we even won the awards, we have plans as to regards to new music, with regards to like where we're trying to take it, either touring, collaborations, brand, like there's plans, bro. There's something really beautiful that's brewing, and I cannot wait to share with the world.
You have new material dropping very soon.
100. As for making music, unless I'm on the road, but if not, I'm making music every time.
Every time.
Every time. When I'm happy, when I'm tired, when I'm sad, like I'd rather be in the studio than anywhere.
Oh, okay. That's your favorite place.
I love it. I love it. Yeah.
We had Kwabna on stage.
Yeah.
I did. The legend.
That was massive.
How was it feeling like?
Amazing. I called him up because we did that at Promised Land. No one expected it. So then, when he came on, it just erupted. Everyone going crazy. So I called him like, Legend, I don't know if you're in town or you have the time, but I'm doing the awards and I'm going to do Favorite Story. And it will be such an honor to have you on there to celebrate you as well, because it's like 20 years since the song dropped. So it was only right to have the originator who inspired the song on there with me. So when I called him up, he said, yeah. So then we just connected the timing, and I'm glad he came. That's the number one, when it comes to the Galdem,
The Galdem sugar.
Yeah, I understand. That's the guy. So I'm glad we got
I
to
think
do that.
you're on his upcoming 20th anniversary as well.
That's the legend. Anything he wants, we do
I
it.
think Kwabna mentioned that.
Yeah. True.
the
I think
song.
when we had him
Yeah.
in the studio.
Yeah.
Anything the legend wants, we do it. When I call on him, he's there for me. You know what I mean? So
I have a message for you from DJ Mensa. Mensa is saying Tilly's addition to the team was a smartest move to amplify everything you've been building. Your performance this year was actually world class, but what made him so sure he was winning this time, especially after standing exact same spot a year ago? Stonebwoy is just a year ago. Only to watch Stone take that from him. So what made you so sure that this year you were going to back?
It was a mindset.
It was a mindset.
Yeah, because you're never so sure. Like, you don't know the results, you don't know what's gonna happen. But in my mind, I couldn't defeat myself in my mind. You know what I mean? I couldn't say if I don't win. I told myself I'm not gonna say if I don't win. Why should I say that? It should be if I win. Yeah, so it was more of a mindset thing.
So you had your own speech, everything prepared? So
no, I didn't. So like I said on the stage, I did just like last year. I didn't prepare a speech, right? So we're going. QB said, "I hope so. What be?" I said, "Papa, I'm in church." He's like, "Yo, I have a feeling." So and QB never really speaks on feelings. So when he does, he's being sad. Yeah. So I have a feeling you're gonna just try to write something, and all I could think about was me saying what I said at the end of my speech, saying, when I came here the first time 7 years ago, I had 2018?
2018, yeah.
I had 7 nominations and I won 0. You should use, any young person watching me right now should use me as an example of resilience, because look at me today. I didn't stop. Whilst people laughed at me, it just served as fuel for me to work hard, because as it was funny to them, for me, I believe in God's timing. And look at me now. Today, I am the chosen one.
Oh, Charlie.
There are more messages here. I'd want to read them. If there are any questions or anything, Promise can actually answer them. More Town Extra says, ask him when he's going to reply to Stonebwoy, which he's already answered that here on the show. Lace Nana, isn't Nana? Lace Nana says, salute from Afar Legendaries. Hashtag Ablekuma Nana Lace. Hashtag
get busy.
You know Ablekuma Nana Lace, right?
Get busy.
Roderick says, Artist of the Year bagged. Next is Grammy. Kofi Yesu says, congrats, Mr. 5-star. This guy speaks very well. He's 5-star for a reason. Our Famous says that let your regime shine on them. Arthur says, best artist in Ghana. Kwesi Promise says, big congrats to my man. I'm a proud citizen of Promised Land, Nungwa. I wanted his name so bad that I changed my name, Kwesi Prince, to Kwesi Promise. I really love this man. Nana Kweku Legacy says, did he respond to Stonebwoy's congratulatory message? He did. No, actually, he responded here. He's seen it. So just so you know.
Enchobe responded. Okay. You people for cool down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Prince Kuma Michael says, good morning, Hits FM. Shouts to King Promise. We rolled way back in Nungwa playing football at SDA Park with the boys. I don't know whether
who would be that? SDA be my house in back.
Right. Bafoche Victor says, Radio Guard, tell General to Artillery to his team. She done a massive job and she talks with facts and figures, not propaganda or misinformation. Artist of the Year indeed. Slim, invite him in the booth. Listening to you live at Swami Magazine. 5,000 Boy says, please ask King Promise, is he doing something for us this homo in Nungwa?
Yeah. People want me to reveal all my secrets right now.
Okay.
No, I definitely try to do a show every year in Nungwa, a free show for the people. So that's definitely in the works this year, especially after, I have to take the award home. You know what I mean? I have to take it to my people. I have to present it to my people. So that's definitely there.
Okay. Joseph Lawe says, good morning to King Promise. Prince Kuma Michael says, yes, I think I read that one. And then Wayne Patrick Ignatius Owusi says, please ask King Promise why he didn't thank or shout out King Sack when he won Artist of the Year, when he was given his speech.
I just saw that one too. People were sending me that.
I spoke to King Sack though. Like, he was one of the first people to call me to congratulate me. Yeah, Sack hit me up first. He's like, he's super proud, and I told him, Godfather, I'm even just thankful that I can be in the position to make you proud, because it means the belief you had in me, I didn't put it to waste. You understand? And he's happy. Like, that's what I'm saying. People don't know what it is in real life. But they be on the internet, everyone says what they want to say. But in real life, we're happy. We're thankful. Like, two of the first people to hit me was Shatta. Shatta just sent me a short message. He's like, God did. That's what he said. It's like, God did. And then obviously Sock sent me like a lovely message, and I sent him a lovely message back. So anyone who knows me knows how much I love King Sock, man. That's family. You know what I mean? So.
And then finally, Medallion Winner says, 2 questions for King Promise. Did he intentionally choose not to play live at the TGMA because of the technical hitches the previous year? And then 2, he says he has good songs with Stonebwoy. Do they have unreleased songs? Like he's trying to say that you have unreleased songs with Stonebwoy.
So my set at the TGMA was between live and a DJ. It was intentional.
You did a hybrid? Or?
Yeah.
Hybrid.
So that's what we did. So I wanted it to sound like the actual record and not too far away from the record. So you find a way to mix it. Yeah, so that's what we did. It was the drums you hear were actually live. It was played live.
Okay.
The bass you hear was played live, but we also added the stems
Okay.
on the record. So you do it that way to make. That's what Chris Brown does. That's what Drake does. Like I feel like it's about time people get on that wave. You know what I mean? So there's that as well.
I know people have been doing stems. People have been doing stems, but I was quite close to the stage, and I could feel that this one was a little bit different. It was like you took it up a notch.
Yeah. We had to I'm like, that's what I'm saying. Everything I do on tour in America or in Europe, I'm like, we have to bring it back home. They have to feel, this standard. You know what I mean? So I put together the Avengers, and we tried to make it happen. You understand what I mean? So yeah.
And then the second one, he says, do you? He has good songs with Stonebwoy. They are unreleased. Do you have songs with Stonebwoy?
No, I don't.
Okay. All right. So Medallion, there you go.
Before I jump into the studio for everybody here to react, one quick one. You had DJ RB Nice come in on your set.
Yeah.
And amongst the DJ community, I'm a DJ. People say, Charlie. But you have DJ Lord, who's also your personal DJ.
Yeah.
So why was he in here on the set? What happened? I mean,
we have a very smooth relationship. My DJs are actually very good friends. And they work together. Sometimes they play together even, and sometimes they do not. Lord wasn't available that day, but Lord was one of the first people to congratulate us as well, because Lord was heavily campaigning on the internet. And RB respects Lord a lot. Lord also respects RB a lot. There are some places where, for example, because RB lives in America, so there are some places where me and RBB that Lord isn't, but we thank God that we have such a lovely relationship between the both of them. Like when I done the show, sometimes RB's in Ghana, Lord plays. You know what I mean? Sometimes Lord is around, RB plays. So for us as a team, we're good. Everyone's fine. Yeah.
Anyway,
fans not catchy feeling.
Fans so I mean,
bro, me and Laurie from Nungwa, you know what I mean? That's my guy. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, Adam,
he's the best DJ in Ghana. Everyone knows that. He's won it how many times? Back to back.
4 times.
Yeah, man.
Top DJ.
5-star shit only.
Adam.
Yeah, Chairman.
I give you King Promise.
Congratulations to King Promise.
Thank you, boss.
I mean, I'm really happy for your exploits. We were the first people to open his performance sheet on radio to talk about places he's been, and I think it really looked beautiful. And it was why wherever I went, I was talking about that strength that he's indeed, shown that. I like artists who love to move on their song, because most of the time people feel, our songs do not cross. But if you check the back end, you see that our songs, they move. But the challenge is that some people do not move. So if artists look at the back end and they gather the courage to move, that is very commendable, because it's not easy. Even, putting up something locally, be joke. Then to move on and on and on. So, that is a good one, and I'll urge you to continuously push that agenda. Like you said, even before the Artist of the Year, you are working hard. Don't let this slow your moves. You need to keep the energy and keep the brand community very tight, because, this will be a very good addition to the brand, because if you go out there, you are being introduced, Ghana's Artist of the Year, and this is where, the engines must be sparked high for that Formula One speed, to carry, the torch of the country to the world. So I will urge you to keep on keeping on, and do not look back. And I know.
Do not look back.
Yeah. So if you cheer, we measure show.
Okay, in that context.
Okay. So he should keep the focus, and I know he's going to break barriers. And I want to ask you this. You stood from somewhere and you are here today.
Yep.
With your experiences, both locally and Ghana. At this point, you are like you said, you are the King Promise. They call you King. You've not won the Artist of the Year before, but now you won it. So you are the King now.
King Promise.
King Promise. Yes. I mean, what?
That's how I say my name. Yeah. It's King.
You get foresight.
So, I mean, what would you love to change about the Ghana music industry, which will positively impact the stakeholders in the industry?
What to change there? I don't know about what to change, but what we can change as artists is to come together, bro. Really, we can't say Ghana to the world and be moving individually, which is what one thing I try to not do. I try to involve and engage my brothers in the industry from time to time. You know, I've pulled up for everybody when they needed me. From time to time, I've done collaborations where anyone we need. Like even my last tour, I had my brother Darko with me. I've had Kwabena MP on tour with me before. I have had Olive the Boy. I have had Camido. Like whatever way where we can collaborate as a unit, because that's what our cousins in Nigeria do. You know what I mean? Like I remember when I was on tour, not this one, the one before. It was just me, the only Ghanaian on tour at the time. But then in the same states, there was Mayor Kum, there was Rema, there was this, and everyone was pulling up for everyone. It's like they were moving together as a unit and as a force, and it made stronger impact than just one person, and then I felt alone. So I believe it's about time we also come together and make music with each other. We need to push together as a unit, because they say prayer is the way it is. It's hard to break it, but when we are together, you understand, that's one thing I really heavily believe in. We need to stop seeing each other as, competition, rather than letting it inspire ourselves. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not your enemy. You know what I mean? And this goes out to like people, like the mindset has to change. Where if you see your brother going on or doing something, it will say, be like, damn, my brother did this, I can do it too. Rather than, why is it him and not me? You understand what I mean? Yeah, bro.
Does the O2 conversation cross your mind?
100%. I'd love to.
And when it crosses your mind, what do you think about it?
More work. We just have to work. Because what will take you there is hard work.
And does it not look so close?
It doesn't look far.
It doesn't look close for us.
It doesn't look far.
It doesn't look far.
It doesn't look far. I think it's highly possible. We've had the conversations about that a couple of times, actually. But I feel like in due time, in definitely due time.
And have you heard of
the first time the O2 was even done by Nigerians? It wasn't one person. It was a lot of them. It was like Wiz and Bernard and David and everyone. It was all of them.
So I think we need to start thinking of.
If there was any show, Ghanaian show right now, the O2 and had all of us on there, it's gonna sell out.
So the promoters.
It starts from us individuals ourselves, and then the promoters as well.
A quick one. Have you heard of the Black Stars experience? And I mean, as somebody who loves to project Ghana, when you won, you said that you want to take Ghana to, project Ghana.
I've been doing it already.
Yes. So there is the launch of Black Stars experience, which is a nation branding. I mean, as somebody who loves to project our country out there, is there a way you think that artists like you can be properly engaged and briefed so that you'll be able to better represent that experience to the rest of the world?
100%. Any way in which I am needed, I'm ready to, lend my voice and my expertise as well. 100%. I'm down.
Martinez.
I like your name.
Thank you.
Martinez.
Yeah. AKA
Anti-Portuguese.
Aswa Simon Cowell.
Congratulations.
Thank you, bro.
I mean, I can see a lot of people are pleased. So far, I think you're one of the artists who had won, and there's no back and forth. I mean, like, deserve you. You hardly hear that. Because you're one of the artists who have really worked hard, and it's long overdue. You're also an artist who has come under heavy criticism when it comes to award involvement, especially campaigning for votes. I mean, we've discussed on shows. People look at your talent and feel like, Charlie King Promise is which more yeah. I said he's not really into it. People even believe you've adopted the R2B style. But last 2 years, last year, this year, I think your involvement has been very, 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 very great. And for me, I'm very proud of it because, look, we believe even DJ Slim made that assertion a few days ago that artists who actually don't involve it or herself or show interest shouldn't be awarded. And so the hard work you've shown has really paid. From last year, you didn't relax. You still went extra mile to prove yourself that, you are really one of the artists to be looked at. So do you think if you had not won this year, it would have been an unfair treatment?
I guess we'll never know.
We'll never know. We'll never know. I like that. Portfolio.
So one more question.
Oh, Charlie.
One
at a time.
Do you think winning Artist of the Year puts pressure on the artist to maintain that height and, project his or her brand or the country in general to the world?
I love representing my people. I take the responsibility actually very seriously. It's something that I've done before I won Artist of the Year. It's very personal to me. Just saying I'm Ghanaian and that my people have given me the mantle to represent them. It's not something I take for granted, whether Artist of the Year or not. I will always be that guy to go out there and push for my people. So this only, like I said, it gives me more armor to go and fight. I mean, so it's not pressure.
Because as Slebia Bimuka say, we should award artists to me project there's that perception.
We started project here.
But there's that perception that there are certain artists when they win, they will not be able to sell.
But do you believe this man over there?
He's already doing that. So as an artist, I wanted to hear from him if he also has that feeling that he puts pressure on you as you need to maintain. That level.
Yeah.
No, there's no pressure. No, calma. Yeah, no nerves.
Pot.
Okay, say.
Say congratulations.
But you just opened the microphone for me.
PR for Kimpoluta.
Yeah. Say for the TGMA season, I've not renewed my contract.
Say congratulations.
Of course, you just opened microphone for me.
Okay. What are you going?
So mine is more of a confession. Yeah,
confession.
Confession, just a director. Confession and married with maybe apology, because we all in the race, at least the top contenders, knew definitely we had ABC. Some had ABCD, but we know he had EF. And so obviously he was the one we all had to target. That one is a confession.
It's not the dinner now.
So the menya match, but didn't know was me.
That's a bar.
And we all, you see, in the course of the race, there was one thing we all unanimously agreed to. That breaking Virgin Market was a bigger deal and a CV and icing on the cake for every artist to flex with. Definitely, and there is no way anyone in the race could be hypocritical about it, that there was something that he had over all of us and our candidates, perhaps. Okay, I can speak for my candidate, certainly, and the fact that he inspired my candidate the most. And it's no news that Paluta was the first person who applauded in the auditorium when he won Artist of the Year. This was quite evident. I think the video is there. Paluta was the first person because Paluta knows how I and Paluta knows how King Promise inspires him. I mean, Stonebwoy's longevity and what the exploits King Promise is doing. So obviously we knew that he had EF when we had ABCD. And so I'll confess that, of course, that is well deserved. Like Martinez says, that is the first time in a long while that Artist of the Year had come with virtually no controversy. And this is so clear. And on the tangent of apology, I think we are building an industry. And in trying to project at this, I think it is not something we should encourage or tolerate to tear down other brands or talk down other brands. And I think in the course of we doing our PR, we made some loose talk. And perhaps the feedback we've gotten, and upon sober reflection, we got to know that there are certain tangents we went that we overdid it. That is not how we build an industry. And I take responsibility for some of the statements that may not go down with the team or King Promise. That seems to be like I'm spitting down the achievement, because whether we like it or yes, his exploits and the pedestal inspires every artist in Ghana. And I can confidently say chest up and shoulder high that undoubtedly he's Ghana's crossover artist at the moment. And so by way of that, I want to extend apologies if any of my PR games didn't go down with the team or time, or I would not intentionally do that, but perhaps the tangent that we are all going, we had to pick on others' weakness or not.
You so, grab somebody next.
Yes. That is where the template of the debate. You are the cause of that thing. Because if you see, because the first time we went on that tangent was because the gentleman who gave us the template of the debate also had a bulleted point where we had to hit on the weakness of each other. That is how come you saw Tilly going as Stonebwoy. That I also had to. But in all this,
Your Honor,
you know. I'll show them more. I'll show them right now. I'll show them. But in all this, what we all admitted that he had a wow factor, an additional factor that we perhaps my candidate didn't have, and we have to admit. No, if I bow to greatness, Charlie, it will maybe reflect on my artist. So, and I think he winning Artist of the Year is more spiritually significant. Bringing into his name alone. The King Promise factor, if you look at the trajectory and how he fought his way to become the king now, it shows some spiritual significance that time and seasons. No, promise, look. And then the fact that it fell on Mother's Day and he brought his mother on that day and not a fear on that day, cried. No, see. The agenda must agenda. Look, I'm speaking of something. I'm speaking spirituality. You guys are carnal. No, I'm saying because, you see, people felt at a point in time they had issues with. I know you know their ground, but I'm saying the spiritual significance of his name as promised and what he went through, even with last year to the time that the entire Ghanaians, because though I believe Stonebwoy deserved last year, it still met with controversy that they still felt it was King Promise time. But now that it's King Promise time, I am seeing less reaction from even any other person who was not even in his camp that Charlie, we can't debate this. So there's a spiritual no. So there's spiritual significance. I want to say that Charlie, we are all super proud and inspired as well by his feat. And then we are hoping that, of course, he represents and wears the image of Ghana better. And so perhaps with the Black Star Experience, let's make him one of the ambassadors for our Black Star Experience initiative, and he to be very ideal. Congrats once again, Big Greg. Super proud of you.
Yeah, I think that he should speak. Yes, Godfather.
Hello.
Okay, Pajamas
Hello.
Congratulations. Thank you, Mashata.
You can sit here.
No, it's fine. I wrote some few things down. Now, I've been writing things. When he was talking earlier, you mentioned that he's very hands-on on the stuff that go on with his creative team. If he is hands-on, what happened previously?
Last year?
Yeah, I mean the previous years. Why? It looked like he wasn't interested. Do you understand? Your fight with most of the nominees was that no one should be awarded if they don't show any interest, and that you came up with the objectives.
Yeah, apart from Stonebwoy
and King Promise, and you mentioned, and I also listened to and watched your editorial, you mentioned that it is simply because King Promise showed a lot of interest. So could it be that he had cold feet previously, or he was simply not interested? And what prompted this year's over 100% campaign? I said this already, though. I said it earlier on that in the beginning, it might have come across as if I wasn't bothered, but it was something where, for me, it was more of let your music speak for you, let your work talk for you. Till it got to the point I realized that it's not a problem to actually amplify your own work. I mean, like, it came with growth, if I should put it that way. Because in the beginning, I was like, yeah, I'm doing it. Everyone can see it. It's quite clear. So I don't have to go and fight or shout about it because you can see it's everywhere. And then it got to a time where I was like, you know what? It's not a bad thing to actually amplify what you're doing. It's not a bad thing to remind people, like, I am him. You know what I mean? So that's what changed. Right. My next will be from Boy P. Yeah.
I know a lot of people in here may not know Boy P, but for some of us, we know Boy P.
Yeah.
From Boy P till King Promise, what has changed?
Growth. It's really just growth. It's really me just living my dreams and just working extra harder. Like every L, we don't take as loss, we take as lessons, and we just try to strive for the best, try to make sure that this agenda of our culture to the rest of the world is the only thing that drives us and not anything else, nothing on the side whatsoever. Mainly it being that I believe, like I said earlier, that I'm born to do this. Like, I'm not here by mistake. This is not by chance. You know, this is how it's meant to happen. And I'm thankful to be in a position where I represent my people. So what's changed is a lot of growth, there's a lot of blessings, and there's a lot of hard work. We just keep doing that.
Well, thank you very much. That'll be all for now. I've known you for a while, and this kid right here, all he knows is music. And I'll be very disappointed if he drops the mic. Keep it going, keep it burning, and keep singing till the devil joins us on Happy Hour. What's the name? Alpha Hour.
Devil.
Yeah.
Who is the devil?
I nearly heard.
Well, Satan himself. So, keep singing until Satan comes to say Alpha Hour. I'm with you. I've logged on. I'm sharing the link. Happy, man. King Promise.
Thank you, boss.
I mean, congratulations, King Promise. And it's a wrap. It's Penny Jerry Suasa. Yeah, day. Promise, thanks a lot for joining us today.
Rep your jersey.
Rep your jerseys on and on behalf of the production, we say thank you. Thank you so much for joining us this morning on Facebook, on X, on YouTube, on Joy Prime as well. Leaving you in the hands of King Promise alongside man them called Charlie Poppy. Continental, the song that he actually wrapped up his performance with, it was so colorful. We had